pas le petit vin blanc qu'on boit sous les tonnelles quand les filles sont belles du côté de nos gens. Et puis de temps en temps, un air de vieille romance semble donner la cadence pour poter dans les bois, dans les prés, du côté de nos gens. Suivons le conseil, monsieur le soleil connaît son affaire.
Choke cherries are in the prunus family, so they're a little stone fruit, and they're basically like a regular cherry, except have mostly pit. And so the difference, like we have like lots of fruits on one thing. It's Prunus virginiana, and it's native to North America. Grows all over the place. You see different varieties. So they have darker fruits and darker colored leaves. The cherries were dried, and then you pound them in a mortar and pestle and crack them open, and then you cook them. And it's a sort of traditional food for like ceremonies, like traditional ceremonies. The Ute people in Colorado, when they gather these, I guess Utah as well, there go the name Ute, they take the middle third off a given tree, so you leave the upper third for the birds and the lower third for the short critters, because you don't want to be greedy. So I think that's nice.
Venez belle fille là sous la charmille, soyez bien gentille, l'amour nous attend. Les tables sont prêtes, l'auberge y sonnette, y a des chansonnettes et y a du vin blanc.
The movies are pretty good.
How would you describe the flavor?
They're sour and bitter in the same way that grapefruit is bitter, and extremely tannic. So like all the water in my mouth is getting sucked out. I just swallowed a pit.
Oui, de temps en temps, un air de vieille romance semble donner la cadence pour poter dans les bois, dans les prés, du côté de nos gens.
Meriwether Lewis, his mother was an herbalist. He was an herbalist. That was sort of part of his job on the Lewis and Clark expedition, was herbal medicine, and he used plants all around him all the time, and he even used them on himself. So he's sick, and you know, he orders a bed of pine boughs to be made for him, and then he goes and orders twigs of chokecherry to be brought to him, because they grow everywhere, and they grow back in Virginia. They grow all over North America, and so he knew about like cherry bark as a medicine, and so he talks about how he wants to do an experiment with simples. So he's only using one herb by itself, and he takes this bark of the twigs and makes a strong bitter decoction and drinks it and feels better the next day. And so like it's potent medicine for what exactly he was suffering from. Who knows? You know, at that point it could have been worms, or you know, just indigestion, or
General butthurtedness?
Yeah, general butthurtedness, you know, anger about a lack of Northwest Passage. When Europeans came to North America, and they saw it as a way to make booze, you know, so making chokecherry wine is a very traditional sort of Euro-American thing to do, make a country wine out of it, and we're going to do that. Elder plant is is medicinal. Like in Europe, you can buy over-the-counter, you know, elderberry syrup as a sort of home cold remedy, and like so everybody in the world uses elders for their medicine, and
What does it do for a cold?
makes you feel better. This species is called, it's Sambucus is the genus, Sambucus nigra, black sambuca or black elderberry. If you look at the berries, they're all white, but if you rub them a little bit, the white yeast comes off the outside of the berry, and the inside, the skin is like purpley black. So,
Can you eat them raw?
No.
What happens
That's
if you
a key
do?
bit. Yeah. Eating them raw sucks. I made that mistake in my youth. I was like, oh, elderberries, and I just started eating them, and then it was not a good feeling. I felt poisoned. And
Okay.
anyway, what we're gonna do with these is we gotta kind of de-stem them a bit, and we're gonna have to cook them. Because they have cyanide in them, and it's a cyanide glycoside that breaks down when you cook it. All right, so I just put them in the pan and just like let them cook in their own juice, like those slow cooking them, so
They smell amazing.
yeah. Native uses of sambuca included food as well as medicine, so people would dry them out and kind of like choke cherries, dry them for storage. They keep a long time, and then they'd like reconstitute them and mix them with seedy things like chia seeds and make sort of I imagine it must have been a sort of goobery porridge. It's called pinole. The word is nahuatl, and so the Spanish kind of carry this nahuatl word north into places like California, where people are making pinoles out of, all kinds of starchy things.
Are you considering combining the elderberries with the choke cherries we picked earlier?
I am. I'm going to definitely combine them and make a medicinal wine.
Wait, why the air quotes?
Why the air quotes? Because its medicinal value is secondary to its intoxicating value.
What's this about?
Well, we have a bunch of wild grapes that we picked yesterday. We're going to wash and crush up and just let them sit on their skins and their stems, and this just like with the elderberries, like grapes have yeast on the skin that makes them ferment. So as soon as we start crushing these up, the fermentation's going to begin. So we're just going to let things openly ferment for a little while and dump in the cooked down elderberry syrup and just let it all ferment together, and we're going to make some wild fermented wine. So wine like our ancestors drank when they didn't care.
Le petit vin blanc qu'on boit sous les tonnelles quand les filles sont belles du côté de nos gens. Et puis de temps en temps, un air de vieille romance semble donner la cadence pour poter dans les bois, dans les prés, du côté de nos gens.
Carbon dioxide forming here in the must. The carbon dioxide is pushing up all of the stems and skins and the pomace, and so we have this like carbon dioxide cap sitting on top, so it's producing carbon dioxide, and the towel and the lid are sort of holding that there. With red wines, you take your skins and stuff and macerate it, and that's what gives it the color and the tannic acid.
Which is what we've done.
It's the same thing with choke cherries. You want to have that, time sitting on that skin to get the color out. Wine is ancient. Like, people have been making booze for a long, long time, like everywhere in the world.
Ce n'est pas méchant, ça finit tout le temps par un mariage. Le gros de l'affaire, c'est lorsque la mère demande sévère à la jeune enfant.
This wine was, we began fermenting it in Grants Pass, Oregon, and then it rode in the back of my pickup truck all the way to Los Angeles.
Ma fille raconte comment triste honte as-tu fait ton compte? Réponds, je t'attends.
It's weird stuff.
It's yummy.
It's very weird stuff.
To your health.
To your health.
Ah, ce petit vin blanc qu'on boit sous les tonnelles quand les filles sont belles du côté de nos gens.
Oh, this is a health wine.
I'm gonna call this the best Fun with Ethnobotany we've ever done.
Wait until a hangover.
Du côté